this is maybe an appeal for private collectors to give way and allow the National Museum to acquire this piece.
Of course, of the original billionaria. Her younger brother was the richest man in the Philippines. And then she would marry into another famous family, the Rojases.
That's actually also the good thing with the auctions. Basically, there is no basis for price until we sell one.
Yes.
And then we sell further another one and we create an index of pricing. Yeah.
It's time once again for the much anticipated year-end auction of León Gallery, and the headline pieces might just be what you're looking for to whet your heritage-loving appetite. Let's check them out. Sir, tell us why the National Museum is interested in this particular piece among many historical pieces in the auction.
This is a rare piece by our national hero, José Rizal, and there's a lot of emotion attached to it. Historical importance, emotion. It is as you know, it is a sculpture of Josephine Bracken, who was his wife. So we feel it's an important piece that should go to the national collection, and so that it can be enjoyed and appreciated by the Filipino people, and hopefully it doesn't go into a private collection.
But you then have to compete with other private collectors. You're prepared for that?
We obviously have limited funds, and we still have to get the approval from our board. We're gonna do it, we're gonna give it our best shot. We obviously don't have the deep pockets of many private collectors, and this is maybe an appeal for private collectors to give way and allow the National Museum to acquire this piece, and let's share it with the Filipino people. We're hoping it's not about just simply money, and recognizing that really this should not go into a private collection.
Or perhaps other private collectors can acquire the other pieces,
Yeah,
and donate it in their name
that would be great. That
to
would be
the National Museum, right?
That would be perfect, right?
Or lend it, maybe.
Any fashion would be acceptable. Obviously, we prefer that it be donated so that it's quite clear that it's in the national collection. But that'd be wonderful, right? Someone wins it and donates it to the National Museum.
For instance, what other pieces, if you had all the funds, would you want to have?
The Botong is obviously, but that's obviously way beyond our capacity. Yeah.
Okay. How is it for you being at the National Museum, being part of the National Museum board, heading the board?
It's a very rewarding and exciting position. I'm enjoying it thoroughly, and I hope I'm doing a good job.
Does this mean also that sometimes you have to part with your own funds to help?
Yes. Yes.
That's really what it calls for. So let's check out that Botong piece. So Lisa, tell us about this masterpiece of Botong.
Okay, this is one of Botong's most magnificent works, telling the story of Filipino life through the most important part, the harvest ritual. Because rice is life for the Filipino. So this tells the story of the gathering of rice, the pounding of the rice, even yung giling. So these men around here. And then here.
And the celebration.
And then the celebration afterwards, hence the Tinikling. So here it is this is actually Tinikling number 2.
Where is number 1?
So number 1 was in the Malacanang Museum collection. But since then, since the 1980s, it has disappeared.
Mysteriously disappeared.
So now the question is, this is all that remains of the Tinikling series. So this is the star of the auction with a starting price of 24M. And it's inhabited by all the Filipinos in Botong's beloved Angono, well, from the little boys that you see there, the men with the balisong, the people who play the guitar, guitarists, and this is actually Botong's own house. So you see, those are his quadro niya. So those are his paintings.
It's very personal.
Yes, it's personal.
Aside from showing us an important part of Filipino culture.
So it's got...
Talaga bang nagtitinikling pag-harvest?
Yes, because even Amorsolo would immortalize it, so that in the background you will see the haystacks, of rice. It's part of the fiesta.
Okay. Now let's go to what would you consider the next most important piece here?
Of course, or the original Billionaria. Okay,
What was the lifestyle then of the Billionarias? Look at her, how she dressed, very European. No?
Yeah, so she would be a combination of the her younger brother was the richest man in the Philippines, and then she would marry into another famous family, the Roxases, which is and they were so rich that they were able to buy a house on the Rue de Babylon. So, if you're like a fashionista, the Rue de Babylon is where YSL, Yves Saint Laurent, also lived many centuries later. Okay, so that's her. So she was dressed in the finest European fashions. So you can see velvet, taffeta, the jewelry.
Did Hidalgo do a lot of portraits?
Yes.
Of
the rich and famous. Of both Filipino and European royalty, aristocrats. They were the go-tos. I guess because they were winning all the prizes in Europe. So they were famous. They were parang multi-awarded. So it was a prestigious thing to have your portrait done by them.
So Lisa, why don't we join Jaime and
he knows all about the
look
Ossorio.
at this, wow, this
Fantastic.
rare work, no, Jaime?
Yeah, this is a really good work by Ossorio. There's supposed to be only 5 of this. 2 we already sold in when we had the exhibition, the first exhibition of Ossorio in the Philippines, which was in 2016, and then we sold 1 in the last auction, which made the world record, and I think we sold 1 privately, and this is the last one. And this is from the family's collection, the Ossorio family collection, and specifically from Robert, the Monuments Man.
How come there seems to be a lot of Amorsolos in this particular auction?
Yeah, so we have 13 Amorsolos in this auction. So it has to do coming from the world record that we achieved in the last auction. So remember the Nell Amorsolo, the Under the Mango Tree, which fetched 58 million. So because of that, we got a lot of consignments from the US. So like these works are in excellent condition.
From the US?
From the US, yeah. Like this one came from the richest man of richest man in the Philippines in the 1930s, the gold miner.
Gold king.
Hauserman. Mr. Hauserman. Yeah.
But American.
American
any
who lived in the
Filipino
Philippines.
blood?
I don't think he had any Filipino blood. So
you can
most
see-
of these things were brought with them to the States and sent back here now by their grandchildren.
So that's what happens pala when a particular piece fetches a world record prize. They all come out.
Yes, they all come out. Yeah, because people are encouraged. When there is a basis for a good price, people are encouraged.
You discover the worth. In a way, it's a discovery of that true price.
True,
of
because
a
basically
piece.
there is no basis for price
Right.
until we sell one.
Yes.
And then we sell further another one and we create an index of pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jes Aznar provided these photos.
Yes. So Jes, as a correspondent
Yeah.
of the New York Times, had these photos when Mrs. Marcos first heard Here Lies Love. Remember the musical?
Yes.
And so this was her reaction, and she captured it. And these were the pictures that came out in the New York Times. Yeah. So
So, it's a piece of history. I can see. Yung immediate reaction
Yeah,
niya. Parang
exactly.
hindi siya impressed.
no, but you know, photography is a great segment of art today.
Yes.
Less appreciated before, but now it's considered very serious. And even in the States now, you can see prices, like ridiculous prices achieved for photography. So we're really trying to introduce photography even in our major auctions to get it really
That's-
appreciated. So we start with a cultural icon who is Mrs. Marcos, and I think this is really a part of history
So, is this one of the first photographs that you will...
that we sell in the major auction.
Yeah?
Yes,
So
contemporary
good.
photography.
Photographers
Yeah.
will love you for that. Or maybe have one auction of
Just
photographs.
photography.
Pwede,
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so let's go see the Ventura.
Okay, the Venturas in the other side is too big.
Huh?
Come.
What other side? Wow, may secret pala dito.
So yeah, so
Secret
because of the
treasure.
size of this, we had to put this here. So we have this
Wow.
monumental work of Ventura, which comes from his first debut exhibition at West Gallery in the year 2000. Very important,
So powerful.
so powerful, and it's entitled Heart, the Heart. So
oh,
yeah, so
because
you'll see the
valves.
valves and
the valves.
and all the, but you already see his mastery here.
This is
his
an important
virtuosity in this work.
Because
Yeah.
it was only when he was his first one-man show.
Was first one-man show.
Wow.
Yeah. So the size of this is 2.3 meters by 3.6 meters. So this can be considered among his largest works.
Recently, you also had the one that won him the 13 Artist Award, diba?
Yes,
The horse
also,
by your...
correct. The horse.
You get all these important
Yeah, we
pieces.
sold that. I think that was 2 years ago. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was also,
Yeah.
I think, Philippine record of
Philippine
Ventura.
record. Yeah. So let's see how this will fare, coming from his recent success in a foreign auction,
Yeah.
and for a piece coming from an early period.
When his pieces are auctioned outside the country, are the buyers Filipino or
Yeah,
foreign?
the good thing about
Does he have the
Ventura,
foreign mark?
there is a foreign appeal. So you will see a lot of Indonesian buyers, Honky buyers, or Singaporeans wanting to have Venturas in their collection.
All these artworks will be available on the auction day, November 30, which happens to be National Heroes Day. So see you at the auction. For Bilyonaryo, I'm Ces Orenia Drilon.